Oh, folks, it is time for something completely different, I would say. Um, the door closes on Project Cars 2, but my voice hasn't gone anywhere, as a matter of fact. Welcome to, well, what is actually the fourth round of the ARC NASCAR Heat Cup Series on NASCAR Heat 5's 2022 update. A series I used to race in many moons ago. Wasn't terribly great at it. But, yeah, we are here ahead of the fourth race. The VA is for Racers 200 from Richmond's night race. 200 laps of short track racing, so to speak. And currently just waiting for the lobby to open, or the race to open, I should say. Looking up at the, I have a reference stream provided by Deshaun Davidson Davis, excuse me, that I'll be using to keep track of lap counts and also qualifying positions. It's going to be a minute with me on names here, though. There's a lot of guys in the ARC NASCAR series that I do not know offhand. And I have a roster in front of me, but it's going to take a bit to commit them to memory. Our pole sitter is the 6 car, which when I can find them on the roster here, that would be... that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I would say this is a little outdated. It says the 6 car is Jurgensmeyer, but I would know that username, and that's not it. The Heredia God. Am I dumb? That's not a full-time driver, I don't think. I'm already kind of overclocking my tablet, having a bunch of different apps open at the same time. So, I've gotten 3 separate invites to something I can't actually join yet because the race hasn't started yet. Oh, now it has. Yeah, Aiden, this is ARC NASCAR, and they have just loaded into the event, so we can follow suit. It's apparently a smaller running order than usual. Only 14 people have shown up. Okay, never mind. The PlayStation lobby lied to me. Well, okay, I didn't realize I could look at the starting grid here. Part of it. Oh yeah, no, I can scroll up. Yeah, so apologies to the Heredia God. I've seen the username before, but their name is not on this roster. Oh, no, never mind. It's on the left. It's Alexis Heredia. Heredia? I hope I'm saying that right. It sounds like Hereditary. Alexis Heredia is the pole sitter. They're supposed to be the 17 for Goat Inc., but they're in the 6, I guess because Jurgensmeyer is not here, or because he's moved around or something. But we are about to go green here. Hopefully I didn't join too quickly and end up accidentally on the track. I did not. I timed it pretty much perfectly. And we are green, and there are already cars spinning in the background there. Try to catch who may have been involved in that incident. And I have failed to do so. Maybe that was also lag. No, we do have the 41 of... this is definitely a new guy, but I didn't catch his name at all. 41 something Scotty. And we have waved off the start here due to whatever that just was. So I will instead take this opportunity to try and... There we go, that's pole sitter Alex Heredia in the 6 car. Apparently who started alongside him in the front row, the 45... which, of course, this is in no particular order. The 45 is Naturally not marked. Oh no, that's Dawson Brush in the 45. He got outside pole. Followed by Jackson Altman in the 43. That one's nice and simple. Jojo Heitzman, AJ Knickel, Justin Miller. I know some of these names. Mike Greathouse. Let's see. This is more for personal reference, but it is kind of nice to just introduce the whole field here, I suppose. Kojak 24. I don't know that name. Am I blind? Where's the 31? There it is. Melvin Morris in the 31. Luke Allen in the 7. The 3 of... Probably on the same team as the 31. Yeah, TTR. Christian Matakonski. That's a name. I guess that's easy to remember because that's basically his username. The 78 of Deshaun Davis, whose POV stream I'm using to track lap counts and such. I should probably zoom back out so I can actually see the lap count on my screen here. Jackson Tate in the 11, the 77, who's probably on the same team as those cars. No, it's not. I don't understand this thing. 77 is for... Oh, CLC. No, yeah, I'm done. Dalton Drummonds. Nice alliteration we got going on. Ayrton Frederick in the 27. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in the 17. So yeah, no, he is here, and he and his teammate have swapped cars. The 41 of this name is definitely not on here because this is his debut. I heard him in the party earlier. The 22, I believe this is Tanner something. That name will always throw me off. Tanner Laskiewicz? I don't know. I had to be corrected on that. And then that is the full running order as we move back to the 6 car. So we should be going green shortly here, and it will be Heredia and Greathouse on the front row, followed by Altman and Luke Allen. And then Jurgensmeyer, the leader's teammate, and then Deshaun Davis running P6. Some people got very early pit stops in there. Unlike P-Cars 2, tire wear and degradation will have an adverse effect on pace. As we are green again from Richmond, this time we will indeed make it to turn 1 safely. And everybody is clear in a way. We'll kind of look further back in the pack. We got there's contact between Luke and AJ. I haven't said Luke's name in a minute in the commentary. They make some contact going into 3, but nobody is really too worse for wear. You know, this game's physics and contact are a little unusual, but you can usually get away with some contact and not immediately die. Usually. I've definitely been in minor contact and died. And now Luke is getting smacked out of the way by another Joe Gibbs car in the form of Jojo Heitzman in the 20. He's going to peek on the inside in response, but he's not going to find anything. Jojo attacked the corner to cover that off, in fact. In the background, Davis is in the wall, but just a small bounce and not much else to speak of. Now, there's Greathouse right on the tail of the leader, and Altman is right on his tail, so 6-1-43 all in a line, trying to make a breakaway from 4th place Jurgensmeyer, and having moderate success in that regard. Jurgensmeyer will be under threat from AJ Knickel here as we head on to... Oh, you made the screen smaller. We head on the lap 10 here. I guess I'm going to have to zoom back in on that in a minute. Oh, I can't zoom in on the left. It has to zoom in on the center. That is mid. Okay, that's not helpful to me, Twitch. Look further... I'm just going to be going all around the grid. I have no intervals to go off of like I do in P-Cars 2. There's a lot of things baked into the Project Cars broadcast UI that just aren't here, and I am desperately missing them. Things like intervals to go by, and I mean, I guess I can just kind of assume most people on the track are going to be pretty close to each other. We got teammates fighting, Heitzman and Knickel fighting for 5th place And AJ's not going to put up a massive amount of resistance this early in the run, allowing his teammate to overtake. Oh, the camera shake is something else. They can get around the 17 of Jurgensmeyer. They will be able to try and reel in those top three. Jojo Heitzman is going to do exactly that as I speak it into existence on his behalf, and his teammate AJ will follow him ahead. And Jurgensmeyer on the downtrend here in what I expect to be about the mid part of the run. I remember tire wear at Richmond, it can be pretty ugly if you're not paying attention. Oh, Jurgensmeyer's fallen way off. Where did he go? He's now back behind Luke Allen and Justin Miller as well. He must have been thrown off that line. That inside lane at Richmond is definitely the one to be on pretty much at all times. If you get forced off it, you're losing a heck of a lot of time. At some point, Altman got ahead of Mike Greathouse for second place. But neither one are really closing in on the leader. They've just remained pretty stagnant early on here. We do have stage breaks at laps 51 and 101. So at the quarter distance mark and the half distance mark for tonight's 200 lap event. I don't know why they couldn't just do 50 and 100. Actually, no, I didn't get, that is what they're doing. I think it's at 50, or after 50 and after 100 is when the cautions are being called. Manual cautions, of course, as like the one we had at the very start of the race. The audio is gone. Oh, I have cameras, right, I can look at different cameras. Yeah, they'll go to overhead camera, that's kind of neat, but in all reality, I think just the regular trackside cameras are going to be the way to go for the most part. As we are, his lap counter's not on the screen. Come on. Very single file early on. Everybody's still trying to feel out the race car. The first pit stops are going to be very important, you know, after we've had some green flag running. Decent length of a green flag run here to sort of help the drivers figure out what needs to be changed on their car to get faster. Jackson Tate is on the uptrend, and when I can find him, he's made his way into the top half of the field, overtaking the three of Christian Taka. That's a name. Matakansky. The consonants are out of place in my brain there a little bit. And he's fighting with Carman, whose name is on here, Dawson Brush. Man, this is, yeah, like I said, names, you're gonna have to bear with me here. I believe they'd be half teammates together on Toyota machinery, as they are in real life. Jackson Tate holds off the 45's threats for now. Probably wise on their end that they don't fight amongst themselves as they attempt to make their way through the upper part of the field. Now, AJ has fallen back some off his teammate, and Justin Miller smells blood in the water. He'll be into what I believe is 5th place, unless JoJo's not in sight. Oh, no, there he is up there. So Jojo Heitzman is beginning to reel the leaders in. It's a very slow process, but he is closing in on the top 3 cars. AJ will try to find a response for the 16 car, but he's not making much headway at this particular moment. Luke Allen and his mirrors as well, basically fighting for the last spot in the top 5 as we kind of head into the second half of the stage, thereabouts. Yeah, we'll be coming to 25 here, based on my POV stream from Deshawn. Alexis Heredia is still in the lead comfortably. Altman present, but not threatening. What is threatening is that 20 car. It's very fast, certainly, or at least in the early going. It's closed the distance between him and the 1. And we may see an attempt at 3rd in the near future. Still got about 20 laps in the stage. Heitzman has some time to work out a strategy to get ahead of the one car. You know, so the closer to the front you get, the harder the pass is to make, after all. And meanwhile, AJ Knickel losing the back of Justin Miller, and is in fact falling into his, I believe, one of his teammates. The way that cars are grouped together here is kind of abnormal. No, that's a TTR driver. I don't know what I'm talking about. The 16 is Toothless Tandem Racing. The 7 is obviously CL7, recently renamed. Checking on Heitzman. He's pretty much exactly where he was the last time we checked in a handful of laps ago. I'm getting really sick of this flipping crowd, let me tell you what. Altman got into the wall a little bit. Damage is a thing, obviously, in NASCAR Heat 5, and therefore in this series, but a little bit of damage is not going to be as big of an impact, I would say, if it's like a minor scrape on the front aero. That's not nearly as dramatic as, say, like 3 aero damage in P-Cars 2. 3 aero damage will, like, lower your top speed by a solid 3-4 miles an hour. And if it's on the rear, it can also make the car really unpredictable. Just 3 or 4 damage can completely alter the handling. Here, if it's yellow damage, it's practically just like cosmetic damage. It's only really a problem if it starts to get into the sort of like light orange territory, and only then will you start to notice a real difference in your handling. Oh, Mike Greathouse is definitely feeling the pressure now. He is feeling his presence. And there's a gnat in my room. Let's see as Davis crosses on the stream down here. I believe it would be on lap 35, and Jojo Heitzman down the inside of the 1 car at 3. And he clears him on exit pretty easily. Does the 1 have a response? Nada. He cannot answer back. Oh, they both tapped the wall on the outside. That might be that light orange damage for the 1 car. He got that pretty good. And it seems everybody's momentum has kind of stalled. We're just waiting for that stage break, really, to cluster everybody back up and see where things go from there. Oh, the 6 has really made his, he's made his escape plan. Heredia is untouchable at the moment. He's got the car set up perfectly just from the presets, by the looks of things. There's got to be some pace in Dawson Brush, though. He's about made his way towards that battle for 4th earlier. It was previously a battle for 4th. Now it's like a battle for 5th, and it's not much of a battle. Excuse me. Didn't get to the mute button in time for that. Actually right on board with Dawson Brush for a moment, just so I can visualize the battle for 5th that is upcoming, as Justin Miller's pace advantage has been deteriorated, and AJ Knickel is back on his diffuser, because these cars have those now. And with probably about a little under 10 to go in the stage, AJ is going to try and steal the top 5 in the stage from the 16 car. Could have probably thought about a peep there, but AJ wiser in that regard. Luke Allen now under threat from the 45 of Brush. So we got basically double battles going on. Meanwhile, Heitzman is catching Jackson Altman, but it might not be soon enough. AJ's taking a new route on the front stretch. I don't really think I've seen that one before. I don't know what that was. There might have been contact on exit that I missed while looking at the status of AJ's teammate. Or what have you, or perhaps he just got really loose. 45 is trying a new lane. Might be looking at an overtake on the 7 behind them. Yeah, the laps are ticking down on the stage. Don't have an exact number, but can't be many left. They're still kind of remaining pretty stale, not stale, stagnant. Oh, around the outside goes the 45, but he can't really maintain momentum. The 7 will get back ahead, going towards turn 1. That looks like we'll be at about 8 laps in the stage remaining. As Jojo is there. They're going to go too wide for second place in the dying hours of the first stage, and Altman just tries a little too much and finds himself in the outside wall. There was no contact made. Jackson Altman just made a small miscalculation with the car. And while we were looking at that, multiple more positions changed hands. AJ got ahead of the 16 somewhere, and the 45 got ahead of the 7. So big uptrend for the Toyotas. And how'd you do that? Waskovich, that's apparently how you say Tanner's last name. Is he like in the pits or something? How did he type that? I'm lost. Anyway, it's not relevant. These 4 have not completely separated yet. Justin Miller's still on the back of Knickel. And the 45 of Brush is right there as well. So 3-car battle for the 5th spot. Right at the end of the stage, but probably going to go to AJ Knickel here. Track position and all that, but the 45 is going to look for 6th place on him, on Justin Miller, with what might be about 3-4 to go in the stage. Four more to go, I think. Maybe, I think 3 or 4 this time for the leaders. The 6 car is not really touchable at the moment. He's several yards, that's a bit of an understatement, me. He's a long way ahead, basically, of 2nd place. It's really just to play for 5th place. As the audio is again gone, this is really getting tiresome now. Like the 45 may have time to get up to AJ. It's kind of up in the air. I believe he made a pit stop on the very start of the stage on that original caution we had, and he's managed to claw his way back up from the back of the pack to nearly the top 5. And it looks like that is the end of the stage, so Alexis Heredia will win stage 1 as Jojo Heitzman gets a little bit, a little close. We'll give a little bit of a 3-wide salute there from our top 3 in the stage. Jojo definitely on the uptick, went from like 5th to 2nd over the latter half of that stage. Meanwhile, his teammate AJ stagnated just outside the top 4. After Jojo drove away. Everybody seems to be kind of saying, or it's like you can kind of get an idea of who all finished where in the stage. Honestly, I expected Jackson Tate to climb a little higher. I thought he'd be getting in that same battle that Dawson Brush climbed into, but he didn't really get there. Instead having to settle for 9th in the stage, and I believe the 3-car of Matansky Matakonski. There's so many there's so many like little pieces to that last name. It's fun to say. I've never met this guy before because I don't really know the NASCAR crowd of this league as well as I used to. So there's a lot of vowels and consonants to remember. Feels like a Japanese name in that way. So we'll have caution pit stops. That's a really helpful camera that's looking at absolutely nothing. Ignore that. Things are going normally for the drivers on their ends. It just looks dumb on ours. I guess we can use this camera to see who wins the race off pit road, but something tells me it's probably going to be the 6th car, and indeed, he will retain the lead. Altman will jump the 20 in the pits, and AJ will jump a couple of cars, or no, he'll just jump Justin Miller in the pits, I think. He was already ahead of him. No, Not a good stop for Greathouse. That or he may have had some damage to repair, but he is out in 6th place when he was originally running P4. He's lost positions to both Miller and Knickel in the pit stops. Wait, no, he hasn't. That's Dawson Brush. That's not Miller. And then AJ Knickel. You have a choose cone rule. You have to be on one side of where the starting line ends to pick your lane, but everybody pretty much picks the lane they're already in. Near the front, cars in the back try and mix things up though, so we'll just kind of see how that shuffles out. I need a drink before we get to the restart. Yeah, so pretty much everybody stayed in their lane. In like the top 7 or 8 of the field. And we will have Alexis Heredia taking us to the green flag. He gets a big jump on the 43. Even Heitzman got a jump on him. So I guess really it's that Altman just had a really off start there. The 20 car to 2nd place on exit, barely clearing the 43. His teammate AJ will also take a peek down the inside of the 43 car, and it looks like he will also be granted a gain position if he can get it right into 2, or into 1, excuse me, into turn 2. Yeah, that's how ovals work. Still door to door. Oh, slight contact. AJ got loose on exit, I think. He did say he was running a pretty loose setup today, so that doesn't surprise me that the car is putting up a small amount of resistance. So behind them, Greathouse gets himself back into 5th place, ahead of the 45 of Brush. And AJ will finally clear Jackson Altman out of 2. So it's a 44R 2-3 at the moment, with Jackson Tate kind of in the background. He's trying to get inside the top 6, 7, if I can find him on the running order here somewhere. Yeah, I think that would be 8th place behind the 7 of Allen. He's not finding the same pace his 2 teammates are, to say the least. Meanwhile, JoJo is right on the bumper of Heredia. It's going to be the first real challenge that the 6 car has faced this evening. He was pretty much uncontested in stage 1, but that's because JoJo was not really way in the back, but he was a ways away. Now, as we get into the, as we get really into stage 2 here, JoJo's looking for something. He's trying to make little peaks, put the 6 car of Alexis Heredia on edge, so to speak. We'll see if he can cope with it, or if he will crack and falter. Allen, meanwhile, looking for a spot on the 16 of Justin Miller, basically dead even across the start-finish stripe. This would be for P6, I believe, on the track. And the 16 will not put up a huge amount of resistance. Luke Allen advances. And yeah, that is for P6. That camera really gives you just an idea of how single file this race is kind of trending at this moment. AJ's trying some different lines. I think he's trying to see if the grip is moving up or down, but I don't really think this game does that really well at all. He may just be trying to work the tires differently, perhaps. But it's losing him a little bit of time. Jackson Altman has backed his rear wing. Or spoiler. Excuse me. Spoiler! I became appropriately southern there. And so now the Canadian driver is going to be under a bit of threat from the 43 car. From the Old Dominion Racing car. It's a weird one, isn't it? That's Tate's old team, but Tate's not even... never mind, I'm blind. It's 42 car? Huh? What? Oh, this is typed wrong. What? I don't... Huh? Oh, so what we've done is we've paired the 42 and 43 with the 23 and 45. I don't know if I follow that one. I'm gonna be real with you. But yeah, so Old Dominion is 1.5 Chevrolet and 1.5 Toyota. Meanwhile, Justin Miller trying to find a response for Luke, who passed him earlier in the run, but he isn't gonna find it there anyway. Oh, AJ Knickel is now under threat. The 43 car is looking for the move. They'll go too wide into the first turn. The 43's got the better lane. AJ will have a good exit, though, and he'll be able to stick with him. And the run on the high lane is something to be noted. It's not really that strong at Richmond, though. And I think AJ may have to concede this one. He gets a little piece of the wall, scrapes some of that M&M's themed paint off the car, and he will be demoted to 4th place with that one. Behind them, I think Greathouse is looking for a move on Dawson Brush, who seems to be struggling with some car handling. I think I just saw him snap there. He had to catch it. Well, that was very nearly contact. You think about it as far as 2022 terms, it's just Kurt Busch's previous car trying to pass him. Maybe Jackson Allman has something in store. The 6 car already has gotten well clear of Jojo Heitzman. I shouldn't say well clear. He's not gone. But he has breathing room, which is the important thing for the leader, I would say. And while I look away for 10 seconds and Michael Greathouse makes the move on Dawson Brush, Luke Allen also got a little close there, but it might have just been a difference in braking. 45 does have a run. It's not enough of one, though, but I don't think Dawson's just going to let that go, per se. This is Dawson, right? I've never seen this guy's name before. He has no username marked on the little schedule on the roster that Juergensmeyer handed me, but his name is on the same row as the 45 car, so I can really only assume this is Dawson Brush. I don't actually know for sure, and I could be completely talking out of my behind. What I do know is that he's still trying to find some unique line. He's trying to diversify his driving from the cars in front. That is kind of a thing you do at intermediates to avoid dirty air, but at short tracks it's not as big of a problem. If you see somebody roasting our POV driver or my POV driver, you know, the guy that's helping me figure out the lap count. 13th, you suck. It's kind of funny. What lap is that? I missed it. Pretty much a bit of a procession at the moment, I would say. Nobody's really making any big moves, or even trying to. Even if you look at towards the back part of the field, there's just nothing. This is really not the chaos that I expected to see, especially from a short track. Normally these races are among the craziest things you can do in a league race. We do have a battle for, I believe, to be 12th. Deshaun Davis gets down the inside of Christian Matakansky, and that's about as simple as you like him. Oh, God. Which way am I going? I'm trying to get to 45. There we go. He eventually got back ahead of Michael Greathouse. I didn't see that. I think I was watching the battle for 11th and didn't notice the battle for 5th. Go figure, right? .45, the 1, the 7, and the 16 are all pretty much nose to tail. AJ is beginning to break away from them. And Tanner in the background might be getting closer. If he is getting closer, it's very incrementally, and like not in like a very noticeable way. I don't know why I leaned back in my chair. I immediately sat back up. Like I don't need to see what's on the onboard stream. Davis has got some stick drift. That's not really relevant, but I'm noticing it. Let's see, which lap is this? 121 to go here, so that means it must be about lap 79.80, so we've passed the halfway mark of this stage, and it's pretty much flown by on autopilot, I must be honest. And Justin Miller trying to take his 7th place back from Luke Allen. Take 7th back from the 7. CL7. At Casino or something, I don't know. Luke Allen's not going to make a big fuss out of it. Justin Miller back to 7th place. Oh, he's just going to get him on exit, actually, but his run's going to die out across the line. And also, AJ did not get away. He's been caught by his half-teammate Dawson Brush, I would say. And Greathouse is there as well. Now we're just really evenly spread out here, for the most part, because after getting ahead of Luke, Justin didn't lose much time to the one car anyway. We're going on the hood cam with Dawson Brush as the 41 car just pit in. Not sure if that was a scheduled stop or what. And going forward with Dawson as he tries to find some way around AJ Knickel. Very close. There's a noticeable difference in how they take turn 3, to say the least. Oh, down the inside he goes. Use this camera for a second. And looks like Dawson's got the move done. Yeah, I don't think AJ is too concerned about that at the moment. He is, however, now concerned with the fact that Greathouse is right behind him, and he's taking a defensive line into turn 1. And that'll keep the one car maybe at bay? Yeah, it will. His momentum on entry died out on exit. Are you seeing pit stops? No, not. They just dove. They just hit turn 3 solo to the track. I thought they were pitting together. That's crazy. It doesn't seem particularly like green flag stops are really going to come into play here, ever. Maybe at the end of the race, probably. We might get a green flag stop. If we stay caution-free like we've had for the majority of this race so far. So I can't imagine that you've got 100 laps of fuel in the tank. 50 apparently, but not 100, I would say. Kind of look up and down the field here. What the heck? How did this happen? Apparently a lead change. Jojo Heitzman is now the race leader, but Heredia is not dealt with completely, and he's gonna probably try and take it back, I'd assume. Track position is very key, and also stage points. We're getting near the end of the stage, you know. And there's never a reason to not... I mean, there is a reason to not pass somebody, but if it's for the lead, you might as well try and get it, right? Track position, if a caution comes out, stage points. Obviously, if it's the end of the race, you kind of want to win the race. I'm starting to sound like Clint Boyer here, just pointing out the painfully obvious, but, you know, that's sometimes just what the commentator has to do. Right on his bumper. Yeah, JoJo's nowhere near out of the woods. I feel like kind of a doofus. I thought Alex was just so far ahead that he wasn't going to be under any immediate threat. I heard the revs on the 6 car and I thought he was slowing down for a caution. But no. And they are a ways away. For reference, this is the battle for third. Dawson Brush, after getting ahead of AJ, has run Jackson Altman down a fair bit. They're both caught up on the lapped car of the 77. And behind this is a bit of chaos. Mike Greathouse breaks out into P5 ahead of them. AJ now under threat from the 16. Presumably losing time after being overtaken. The 77 gets out of the leading cars' way. JoJo's still hanging on to his spot. We just saw the 45 clear the lap car of 77. It's not a great exit for the 1. AJ's going to be right there sniffing that back bumper. 77 might be a bit of a spoiler here. No, he'll jam the brakes on the inside of the track, which could be awkward. It will actually negatively impact his own teammate in the 7, Luke Allen. AJ was almost side by side with the 1, but a bit of a scruffy exit will prevent that. And meanwhile, Altman will get some breathing room ahead of Dawson Brush, changing lanes wildly heading towards turn 1. Everything pretty much evens out though. AJ having to try and get ahead of the 1, but also make sure that the 16 of Justin Miller can't do anything to try and steal 6th from him. And he's looking for it too. It's very clear to see that much. 31 car pitting. Apparently, just coming out of the pits, rather. Three laps, basically 2 laps to go in the stage, and we'll see if Heitzman, the 6 might go for something here. We'll be kind of flipping back and forth between the 244R drivers' perspectives. 1 or 2 to go in the stage. And there's still a bit to play for. The 6 car could administer a bump and run to take the stage win. He's not that close at all. So I think, yeah, he just had a really bad turn too. I think JoJo Heitzman will be our stage winner here. Assuming that is the end of the stage, which I believe it is. It is. So JoJo Heitzman over the 6 of Heredia, and then Jackson Altman 3rd, Rush 4th. My dog is barking at nothing for the 7th time today. I'm surprised he hasn't been made more appearances tonight, because he was barking up a storm in the afternoon. Can this crowd shut up? We're under caution. 77 car taking his wave around after being lapped. I think he's the only car that went a lap down, so... Actually, no, the 31 probably did. And the 41. So he was, yeah, then I guess he was just the leading lap down car. Because he was the one that was getting lapped towards the tail end of the stage. Neither of the lap cars seem adventurous. They don't look to go for the wave around. That is definitely some texturing there. Or there. Oh my god. Made in 2020, by the way, this game. And we're still seeing, texture bugs like that. Thought we left those behind in like 2016. Regardless, I had to double check if my mic was even turned on. Now we shall flip the camera back to... I guess now we're not getting this the sort of zoomed out camera this time. Oh, Jackson Altman wins the race off pit road. He will be the race leader, followed by Alex Heredia. Jojo Heitzman didn't get the pit stop he needed. He'll be demoted to third. You'll have to do that all again. I mean, I guess not all of it, because he came from like 7th earlier in the race at the start. But you know, I mean, the leaders are going to be the 2 toughest cars to make the pass on. You know, so his life just got a little bit more difficult, courtesy of random number generation. And his half-teammate Dawson Brush will be right behind him. And Choose Cone goes about as you'd expect. Nobody's feeling particularly adventurous. Actually, no, Jojo went high. He went outside, so he will go back to 2nd off the Choose Cone. But he's going to have to get a good start. Luckily, he did that last time. He got ahead of Jackson Altman on the previous restart. And now it's going to be Heredia behind Altman as opposed to alongside him at this restart. So we'll see if history repeats itself, if Jojo will be leading us into turn 3, for example. Head up to the Geico restart zone. And we are green again from Richmond. Cars in the back with very lazy starts, and this time it is Jojo losing ground. Heredia down the inside of the 20 car, trying to get back to 2nd after the Choose Cone granted him 3rd. Jojo's not quitting. He even had to run on the 43 there, but obviously on the wrong lane to do anything with it. The 6 might clear him barely, but he'll be wise to still allow that space regardless. It's a little bit chaotic in the mid-pack as well, brushing the outside wall, literally brushing it. AJ has lost a couple places on this start by the looks of things. He's down in 8th, I believe, by my count. The 6 is still not free of the 20 car's presence. Jojo now on his inside through turns 1 and 2. And he has the run, but not much of one. So they're about dead even to 3. And they're still basically dead even, because the momentum off the top plus some slipstream off the 43 will keep Heredia in the fight. No, it won't, actually. He will lose 2nd place again. Well, Luke Allen is stuck on the outside lane of turns 1 and 2. That's going to lose him some time. I'm surprised he lost some places on the way, too. Great House, who's just kind of been quietly near the action, but hasn't really been in it today. He's right behind the 6 car. He's trying to sneak something. You have Brush and Tate fighting for 10th or 11th by the looks of things. And I think Tate just capped that off. He's going to use the 27 of Ayrton as a pick. And that's going to be done and dusted. But there's another battle. The 6 car is going at him again. Back down the inside of the 20 car. He will take it. Michael Greathouse and AJ Knickel. Jojo just really on the down tick at the moment. That's what he just got forced on the outside and lost 2 places. Might lose a 3rd if his teammate's feeling particularly greedy. He's not going to get a chance though. Dawson Brush goes down AJ's inside. And Jojo tried to sneak a move on Mike. I saw that. AJ versus the 45 of Brush still ongoing. I think AJ's lost it though. He's going to be presented back to 6th place. Down the inside, the 20 goes right on the 1. Mike just not even resisting that. He knows that move is done. Pretty solidly. What we really should be looking at is the battle for the lead that might be upon us in a minute. The 43 leading for the moment, but Alex Heredia right on his diffuser. There's now a really nice sun glare in the corner of my screen. I can't even see the race event logo. I'm being blinded by the sun and the rainbow because it's a plasma TV, so that's fun. Was he peeking on the inside there? No, he's going to look down the inside. Crossover on a straightaway. That's not completely straight, it's a trioval, but you get the idea. two abreast out of two, pretty much dead even, and almost making contact, for that matter. Still about even, maybe advantage 6 car. Advantage indeed 6 car. Does the 43 of Altman have a response? No, the 6 breaks late enough to stave off the assault. But there, as brief as it was, that fight dragged JoJo and the rest of the top 6 pretty much. Actually, just the rest of the top 8 even. Where did Tanner come from? He's sitting in 7th now, I think. He's suddenly had a resurgence. He's found pace, possibly. Maybe some pit adjustments have granted him some speed, but he's sitting in P7 now. He started this race in last, as a last-second entry. Is there a way to look at the comments here? No. I can't review previous comments. That's annoying. I was gonna look at Jerk's guide to pronunciation of that, that spaghetti name. And I need to write it down or something. Already is starting to get away. He's getting a bit of breathing room. Altman's not keeping the pressure up because actually Altman is under pressure. Jojo Heitzman is coming back for his spot after winning stage 2. He's on the uptrend now. He's after his ugly start, sitting as low as 7th at some point during this green flag run, but at 3rd, peeking his nose down the inside of the 43, and he might get a chance at turn 1. No, he'll tuck back in. Oh, but he's got a good run again. He won't go anywhere with it, though. The only way to win is to rig the game. Jojo's not going to make bets. He doesn't think he can win, but he thinks he can win this one. Inside of 43 car, nearly making contact, and there might have been some contact on one driver's screen or another, but Jojo back into P2. Now he can chase down that 6 if he can get a little bit of wiggle room. Did Dalton just give him a bumper, though? I couldn't tell from that camera, but it kind of looked like he did. We are getting to the latter half of the race, and this is a short track, so don't be surprised if we see some chrome horns administered. Just heard noise. I was just bumping down the stairs. The 6 is getting away, though. So JoJo's going to have to kick it up a notch. I mean, he does have time. It's not like he has to pass him right here, right now, obviously. We're only about 10, 12 laps into this 100-lap run for Stage 3. God, can the sun go away? I can't sit up in my chair, or I just get blinded by the light. Take a quick drink while we're kind of in a bit of a dull roar at the moment. Was once a battle for 6th has turned into, why are these two still fighting? What is this even for? Is this 10th still? Davis, I keep doing that. He used to go by Davidson, now he goes by Deshaun Davis. And Tate, slugging it for 10th place. They have been doing this for a while now. Oh, Luke Allen with a new line on the front straightaway. He will fall. I think he was sideways there, and he will lose his. He will lose the battle against Justin Miller. Meanwhile, battling AJ Knickel, trying to get back ahead of Dawson Brush, and Dawson brushing the wall and finding some new lanes. He nearly just about junked the car right there. Engine audio is gone, but the crowd never goes away. I'm really getting tired of that. Top 3, pretty evenly spaced out. You could even say the top 4. Great House is kind of there. Actually, he is there. He is closer to Altman than Altman is to Heitzman, and that was a really good run on a turn 2, so the 43 will be feeling the pressure at this point. I'm really being distracted by the sun. I apologize, but this is so bad. I have curtains, specifically so this doesn't happen, but they don't block the entire window behind me. Meanwhile, it looks like Tanner has found his way to 6th place. He has overtaken Dawson Brush after his previous oversteer. Also, ignore the damage on these cars. It doesn't synchronize when they fix their cars in pit stops. But trust me, I don't think Tanner's car is damaged. Dawson's might be, because he had a little brush with the wall earlier, pun not intended. You can believe that. You probably don't. I don't blame you. But it is not a pun. But, yeah, no, Tanner's car is not damaged. And now it's a 3-car battle for 6th place. No, 5th place. AJ trying to hold off those two. Tanner Oskiewicz, Oskevich? I think it was Woskevich, that's what it was. I had to say it out loud. My brain was like, oh yeah, that's what it is, idiot. Tanner moving for 6th place. AJ, not much of a response. You just kind of caught off guard on the outside, I'd say. And yeah, that'll be the move for Tanner. He's really surged in this final half of the race. I guess if you're gonna find speed, find it now. Find it at the end. But he's hauling the mail right now. I mean, he's not really near the front, but contrast to where he was sitting in the 2nd stage, around 8th or 9th, I reckon. Suddenly breaking his way into the top 5, that's quite an improvement. Jackson Altman is in the pits. Is he making a short stop, or short pitting here? I think he may be. He's trying to get a little creative to get ahead of Joe. Ugh, excuse me, I could not get to the button in time for that one. He could not get to the mute button in time. What? No, Jackson Altman is not trying to mute anything. He is trying to pit early. Oh. And Jackson Altman has been dragged away by a floor meeting. I guess I don't know about dormitory stuff, but it is a tough break for our previously 3rd place runner of the 43 of Altman. So now that gives 3rd place to Mike Greathouse up here, kind of on his lonesome, as AJ continues to wage war against the 45 and 22 Tanners. I mean, he must have made a mistake while I was not looking, as he has now been demoted behind them. Altman must have brought home at least about 13, no, that's what I'm saying, like 16, 17 stage points, so. A consolation, if you will. And obviously he'll get last place points, I believe, since he did complete over half the race. .60, 61 to go, I believe, for our leaders. And oh god, they're close together. Directions are difficult. They're a little closer than before. I think the 41 there may have been obstructive a little bit and lost Alex some time. Jojo's now staring at the back of that Ford. My neck just cracked in 3 different places. That was really fun. Please don't do that again. If there's one relief for me, is that I do not believe Heat 5 does interviews. I don't know. This is kind of the first time we've had a broadcast in a NASCAR heat race since, I think, the season finale 2 years ago? Or maybe it was last year, the last Cup season. I don't think so, though. Yeah, no, I think that would have been 2 years ago, because this time last year, or like at the end of the last season, McIntosh wasn't even in ARC, and he was with me in the commentary for the race that was broadcasted whenever that was. Top two, kind of on an island. I think that's no, that's not him there. That's the one then. And Brush is in fourth now. I have to kind of autocorrect that because Altman left. Brush is in fourth. He can run after the one. Wrong direction. God darn it. Just hiccup. Please don't do that. JoJo's starting to lose a little bit of pace, or maybe the 6 is just gaining more pace. It's hard to know. We should be around just over 50 to go here, I believe. So only a quarter of the race left, and we should be looking at green flag stops somewhere along the way, I would have to imagine. I'd have a tough time believing that you could make tires and fuel last 100 laps at any track. Not much less this. Finally, the sun reflection is gone. I can see what is happening again. We'll be looking at some lap traffic here. Well, a lapped car for our upper mid-pack runners. Dawson Brush will be the first to get there. I'm going the wrong way again. 41 will get out of the way relatively smoothly for Dawson, but not so smoothly for a battle for 5th place. Now he will. AJ, Tanner, and somewhat Justin Miller are in with a chance at P5 at the moment. 31 car is pitting in. He, I believe, puts himself in like the first amongst scheduled green flag stops. Assuming it's scheduled. He might have damage. No real way of knowing now unless I looked at, unless I saw them hit something. Have a bit of a quiet bit here. I mean, it's never truly quiet in a NASCAR race because even though there's no passing going on, AJ, Tanner, and Justin are all like nose to tail. Luke Allen has just come out of the pits. He will rejoin behind this group. Pit cycles, don't let them confuse you unless a caution comes out, in which case then they will probably confuse you. But the 6 is really getting away now. I think Georgia may have slipped. Oh, no, never mind. It's just the camera's just not in shot. I'm done. Is Tanner pitting here? Oh, Tanner is in the pits. And who was that car pulling off? Or just a lapper getting out of the way? There's only so many yellow cars on this track. What was I seeing there? Or did Tanner retire from the race? Did he have something go awry? He's been in there for a while, so he's definitely just disconnected or something. So 7 pits. I'm curious who will be the first to go into the pit lane between our 2 leaders. If JoJo goes in, or if Alex sort of sets the tone. Is the 20 feeling particularly adventurous? Oh, what the heck? Justin Miller is ahead of AJ Kinnickle now, apparently. Missed that one. There are definitely more moving parts in this. I can tell you that right now. I'm very often missing just basic overtakes, and it doesn't help that there's no interval on my screen. Look, Alan is kind of mixing it up with AJ at the moment, probably because of the difference in tire life, and AJ knows that. Oh, but he's gonna miss the pit entry though. That's gonna cost him a big chunk of time. I think he entered a little late. Or perhaps he just straight up missed. Oh, he gets into the lapper of the 41. That's not a great look. Now he does enter the pit lane, but that still lost him several seconds. Justin Miller pits in with him. Now you've got this weird bit where the cars at half pit are faster than others, but they may be lapped down and mixing it up with the leaders. For example, we saw that a minute ago before I cut the camera away with the 31 here, kind of hanging around Mike Greathouse despite not having had a whole lot of pace throughout the race today. Just kind of sitting in the lower midfield, really. Because he's on fresh tires, he's a lap down, but he's hanging with the one car nonetheless. Justin Miller emerges from the pit lane, also with him. So the 31's 2 down, actually. And now Justin Miller is a lap down. 45 having to navigate the lapped cars as we speak. He's on a quest to catch Greathouse, and he's getting closer and closer. We're past half distance in the stage, so time's ticking now. You do have to put that into account at this point. Dawson and Mike pit together, and we'll try to monitor who will come out ahead between those two, and where they'll come out in relation to AJ and to Miller, because I nearly fall out of my chair. Jurg is pitting? Oh, Jurg is, I think, out of the race. Again. Or also, as well. Words, wow. I went the wrong way! The 6 car is finally pitting. He's, of course, out ahead of the 45. Oh, voice! 45 is on his merry way. He will clear Justin Miller pretty easily. Or no, he's not trying to beat him. He's trying to beat Greathouse. I'm dumb. He will actually be overtaken by Justin Miller. The undercut has worked to his credit there. Well, AJ jumped them both? That doesn't seem right. You only take 2 tires. I think that's what he had to have done. There's no way he jumped those 2 on merit after missing the pit entry on his first try. And now the 6 is really ahead. And there's 2 lappers in between him and his closest rival of Heitzman. Now that we've had a whole green flag run, now we're really getting some lap traffic madness, even if it's just a 16, 15 car field at this point. There's still a pretty decent pace deficit between the faster cars and the slow ones. That's kind of a no-brainer there. And so cars are getting lapped on pace pretty consistently. We're even getting cars being put 2 or 3 down, as we just saw the 3 car put a lap in between himself and the 41. Dawson Brush trying to get back his position from Justin Miller, who he must have had a really bad pit stop. Perhaps he had some damage because he wasn't really. I mean, he should have been clear of Justin Miller, so Justin must have had a really good stop. It's one or the other. puts the 78 a lap down, so now I have to adjust for that when I look at the lap counter on his stream. .32 laps, basically 31 laps to go. That's the leader will be coming to right here. And he's got a pretty comfortable margin. He's about half the straightaway ahead of his closest rival. And there really hasn't been much to throw any sort of turbulence into the air, so it might just stay that way until the checkered flies. So let's try and contextualize, I believe, at the moment. The leader is Alex Heredia, and then JoJo in second. Then it's AJ in third, I believe Mike in fourth. And then the closest battle on the track is Justin Miller's trying to catch the 45 of Dawson Brush for fifth position. Those are the closest two cars on the track, and they're still almost a second apart. And the 41 car is currently dividing the two, and he's going to be in Justin Miller's way heading through 3 and 4. It's kind of a neat camera to contextualize this, sort of. Just watch as the leaders pass by. I think you're a spectator at this point. Just sitting very low in the stands outside of turn 1. It's gotten to the point now where if we're looking at Jojo Heitzman, at no point does the wide panning shot catch the leader on the screen. If we go on this sort of like rear view camera from Alex Heredia, he has quite a gap. I'd say that's about 3, 4, 5 seconds, I want to guess. I could just keep the camera on. No, that's not even a battle anymore. Justin Miller fell off the back of Dawson's, so that's not really active at this point. That's a lap car. Yeah, I think unless a really big wrench gets thrown in the works, metaphorically, we are pretty much looking at our running order. By that I mean if we get a caution. 23 laps to go. Now, looking at my bonus POV stream does tell me that there are still battles. We are looking at battle for 9th, 4th position of Rashawn Davis trying to get ahead of Ayrton Frederick. Also, this might be a potential battle. I don't know for what. This might be for 7th. Luke Allen trying to hang with Jackson Tate. If you can. And 31 makes another pit stop. I don't think that one was planned. And this battle for 9th is happening ahead of P2, JoJo. You can see him on the background there. Down the inside goes the 78. They nearly make contact, but that's going to remain relatively clean and pretty simple maneuver as well. He's not done yet, though. He has to get him on the exit of 4, and he will do that, it looks like. So it's a good thing that battle probably did get settled as quickly as it did. Won't lose the leader as much time behind him. Speaking of time, Jackson Tate is losing a bit of that. Luke Allen is kind of there. He's not quite, you know, intimidating him, but he is going to be in his rearview mirror. And that's just about the only thing worth noting that's going on now. Is that battle there settled? Yeah, that's not for position, that's just Miller catching a lapped car. But we might be looking at something here, actually. Dawson Brush up to the back of Mike Greathouse. This would be for, I believe, 4th place. That's the wrong way! AJ in a lonesome 3rd. Miller right behind these two in 6th. But Greathouse will be feeling a little bit of threat there. Not really emergency yet, but meanwhile Luke is being lapped. Oh, there's chaos. Lapped car of the 41 making contact with the leader, whilst he was being lapped by a car that's about to get lapped. Just chaos around the turn 3-4 area. Didn't seem to have affected the 6 car any, just probably some paintwork scratched at worst. Yellow right side air damage for Heredia. I really assume I'm saying that right. I don't even know. Luke is going to hold the inside. He's not wanting to lose much time here. Alex has to be the one to make it right. This is there's no blue flags in NASCAR. So, Heredia's got to get it done himself. He's got to get ahead of Luke on his own. Because Luke is already losing time just seeing him in his mirrors. He's trying to stay with the 11 car, and he's not able to do that if he's just going to lay over for a guy. He's not required to do that. He can, and in a lot of cases it is smart. But Luke is in his right to not just let it go. Where's the 6 car? Oh, he's pitting. But you're not making a one stop. Interesting. If he got more damage than I realized, or he has in fact retired the car? I think Alex is gone. Oh yeah, he is. Because that's a pretty long pit stop. That's been about 30 seconds now. So yeah, he's done so. I don't know what happened there. Disconnection or what have you, but our most dominant car of the day is out of the race. If I can remember him. Yeah, he would have been, even with a bunch of damage, he'd be out by now. So, last minute heartbreak with like 15 to go, I would say. Heredia is going to lose the lead and everything else. Not even 15, 10 to go, roughly. Less than that. We're really winding the laps down. I think it'd actually be about 8 to go. And so that leaves it with a 1-2 for 44R. It really seems like if you close your eyes, nothing's really changed. It's still 44R leading the way now. I guess I'm just 44R's biggest cheerleader. Every time I'm around, they just do well. Dawson Brush still right there with Mike Greathouse. This would be now for 3rd place. It would have been, but that's a big smack on the wall, and that's going to pretty much erase that one. It'll still be 4th, I reckon, for the 45, but it could have been 3rd. AJ, either with the best pit stop of ever, or a two-tire pit stop call, he's going to get 2nd here unless something crazy happens, but we're running out of laps for crazy things to happen, with like just a handful more to go. Like maybe 4 to go here? He's at 6 laps for the delayed stream of Deshaun Davis, who's a lap down. So yeah, I believe our race leader here will be coming to 4 to go. Or just taking 4 to go, excuse me. I feel like even if you're in JoJo's shoes here, this victory kind of leaves you a little empty because he didn't pass, he never got ahead of Alex for the lead. He just kind of got it after Alex had something go wrong. Made a disconnect or something, power outage. Maybe some kind of equipment failure if he has like a bad controller or a wheel or something. No way of knowing until I see it in the Discord later. I don't know if ARC NASCAR is supposed to do interviews, but I'm going to personally override tonight. I cannot do interviews. I can't hang around after the broadcast for too long right away. Because dinner is ready. And I've not eaten today. So I believe we'll be looking at 2 laps to go here for Jojo Heitzman. It's not like he hasn't had a fast car. He's been in the top 3 for most of the race after he got there. Outside of a bad restart to begin the 3rd stage, but that hasn't affected much, as that will be the checkered flag for Jojo Heitzman. I can tell from the way the AI took control there. And it'll be 2nd place for AJ Knickel. 3rd goes to Mike Greathouse, followed by Dawson Brush in 4th. 5th will go to Justin Miller. So it's all a top 5 run for the 16. I didn't really know. I don't know who's fast. Okay, that surprised me. That will do it, though. I actually can look at the results now on the POV broadcast. I was using 6th for Jackson Tate, 7th for Luke Allen, 8th for Deshaun Davis, and Davis. God. Wait, Tanner was... No? Huh. What? I was seeing a totally different race there. Oh no, I'm dumb. This is why I need a leaderboard. This is why this game needs a leaderboard. I thought AJ took 2 tires and got out ahead of... No. None of that happened. AJ was a lap down. He got 10th. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm an idiot. But yeah, me not knowing the running order aside, that will wrap things up here for ARC NASCAR, the ANHCS, the world's longest acronym ever. Yeah, this proves why you need a leaderboard in your spectating feature, because I didn't know AJ was a lap down, and apparently Tanner was in the race. He was running P4 behind what would have been the 1 and, the 1 and 20 and 45 respectively. Not in that order, but those 3, I believe. But yeah, I'm not doing interviews. Because I'm hungry, sweaty, and my voice is beginning to die on me. So, but yeah, that'll do it for the VAs for Racers 200 here from Richmond. Jojo Heitzman victorious. I do believe that much is true. I think. Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of questioning what happened and what didn't, because yeah, no, Tanner never disconnected. He was in the race. And, yeah. I'll do it. Also, apparently, the 41 was James McDowell, so and trick back in the stream to see that. But that'll wrap things up for today. I can't really tell you what's next. I think it's like Pocono. No, it might be that or it's Bristol Dirt. I don't know. I have to get into the motions here. This is pretty different from GT stuff, but regardless, should be back same time next week for more ARC NASCAR Heat Racing at the ANHCS, and maybe I'll do a better job of keeping track of who's where. Maybe. No guarantees. The game doesn't help me, so